Hey there, it's Martha, and if you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. This is my What I've Been Warming video, and they're all empties except for one thing. So, yeah, this will be interesting. In all transparency, I filmed this or recorded, we say filmed. If you're born before digital, it's probably filmed, but I recorded this already, finished it. Was good. We're like, awesome. I'm going to start working on my wax stash collection series again and pull out some wax. And then I'm glad I did this. I went downstairs and I plugged in my camera into my computer and there's no sound. Zero sound. And I was like, no. So I'm doing this again. The reason there is zero sound is just before I set up the camera, I dropped it. And what I didn't realize was that I have like a microphone that sits on top of the camera, and the little cord that feeds into the audio input of the camera was bent. Like I completely bent the thing. It almost didn't come out. And I was like, oh no, I broke it. I broke it. But I snapped it. I mean, it made a snapping sound back into place. I tested it really quickly. I think we have sound again. So I hope I don't have to record this a third time. Anyway, you don't care about any of that. If you are here, you want to hear what I warmed. So let's get to it. I'm going to start off with Scentsy and then move on to vendor wax. This week I wasn't as home as much. Just had late like dinners and working late, but somehow I still managed to talk 30 minutes in the first video. And here I go, blabbering on again. Anyway, Velvet Moon. We're going to start off with this tester, Velvet Moon from Scentsy. I have a bunch of these testers. I put this in my nighttime warmer, which is my Simply Milk Diamond warmer. And put the whole tester in there. This is a very powdery, somewhat perfumey, but a very powdery floral. It does have a denseness to it, and that's why I don't love it. There's something very dense and thick about this floral. I know a lot of people do like it. I have purchased a clamshell before and warmed through it and just decided it's not for me. But this little guy, just this little teeny tester, one of them in my warmer filled the whole room. So it's a great performer. And I didn't mind it. It's not like I hate it. It's just not one that I just would repurchase for myself. So that is Velvet Moon, but that little tester performed. This next one here is Butter Pecan. This has scent notes of pumpkin pie filling, yellow cake, pecan, butter, and spices. I have a little story with this one. Maybe that's why the video was so long. I was telling stories. I was warming this one downstairs in the kitchen area, and I had maybe 4 cubes, I think. And then I had a couple cubes of sugar plum pastry, which I'll get into in a second. I don't care for. But this one was performing really well in my open space. I liked it. The day that I was warming this with my kind of waxy friends that I chat with, they were talking about sugar plum pastry. I don't like sugar plum pastry. And I mentioned that I don't like sugar plum pastry. It needs something to it. It's just so tart or something. I don't like it. But I was told, hey, you're warming butter pecan, put these together and it should work. It should make it better. It did. So thank you for the recommendation, the suggestion. Definitely adding butter pecan to the sugar plum pastry. Tone this one down. This is it's a tart scent. A tart is the best way I can describe it, but it's also very dark. It just needs something to lighten it up a little bit, in my opinion. I know this is a love for many and they love it the way it is. When I recorded this the first time, it came to me like a light bulb that this hits me the same way that black licorice hits me. I'm not saying they smell the same, but it kind of hits the same place, It gives me that same, that same reaction as black licorice. So I think there's something to it. I don't know. Anyway, that was sugar plum pastry. Moving on to toasted apple butter. This was part of the Bring Back My Bar collection this past January. It's a good scent, I had voted for this one because I'd never smelled apple butter. And I figured it's toasted. It's good. And it is good. It is good. It wasn't enough for me to buy more of or club. I thought it was a moderate performer. It was okay. It was okay. This next one, Creme de Menthe. I really like this one. And this was a complete surprise because when I smelled this on cold sniff, I got a whiff of chocolate. I don't love chocolate in wax. I love chocolate. I just don't love it in wax. And it reminded me so much of the Andes mints, which is like mint, then a little layer of chocolate, and then mint, right? So it's not a peppermint. I think it says it's like an herbal mint. But definitely I get like a buttermint kind of scent. I put this in the bedrooms. It was a moderate performer. I give it a medium as far as performance goes. I can smell it. You know, the door was open. It was fine. But I really like this one. There is not chocolate in here, nor does it say in the scent notes that there's chocolate in it. But to me, my mind registers this mint to Andes. So I think it's in my head that I can smell a little chocolate. But it's so faint and so realistic in my mind that I liked it. I liked it. So anyway, Creme de Menthe. I only bought the one. I was slightly tempted to put it in my club just to get a couple, just to get a couple more for the next time I order. But I don't need more wax. I really don't. So I'm going to let it go and then just be happy that I warmed it. And that's what I have to tell myself. It's like, yeah, you enjoyed it for what it was. There's bins in the other room of more wax that you love and enjoy. It's okay. We could say goodbye. And I don't need to club it. So that's what I'm telling myself. All right, moving on to vendor wax. I'm going to start with this because it's right in front of me here. This is from Second and Spruce. This is Oh Christmas Tree. This is fresh fir tree with hints of holiday cheer. And this was poured November 5th of 2023. This is the first scoopable that I've tried from Second and Spruce. This was part of our holiday samplers, which I loved because it gave you some scoopables. It gave us little clamshells. It gave us some shapes. So the sampler was not only a sampler of scents, but a sample of types of wax, or the way that it was presented, right? This, I had warmed half of it back in December, and then I warmed the second half of it this past week. It was a cold night. I was like, you know what? Let's just use it. I don't want to save half of a scoopable until next December. And I was like, fine. I was in the mood for some Christmas tree. It's just this pretty woodsy scent. I don't find it to be sharp at all. It just smells like a really pretty Christmas tree. And there's something creamy, nutty about it. This here performed even better than it did in December. I'm not shocked because it was poured in November. I warmed it near the end of December, and I thought it performed okay back then. This time, using pretty much the same amount as I had the first time I tried it, much stronger, much stronger. So hey, there's a thing about curing that is true. So it performed much better, and it's a great scent. So that is Oh Christmas Tree. Okay, let's do Teddy Bees here. This is Valkyrie, and this is scent notes of cashmere cream, vanilla snowflake, and Palo Santo. This was poured in June of 23. Kind of guessing here because I don't have my glasses. You can see it better than me, but it was last year. And this one is a scent or a souffle that I had split with my friends. I only had about a third of it. Warming it in this bedroom, it's been going now for 4 hours. I've not smelled a thing. Like nothing. I have to stick my nose literally up to the warmer to get a really pretty scent, a very pretty scent, but I smell nothing. Like I get zero. And I know people talk about letting her wax cure. It's been 6 months though. I mean, a lot of times for a lot of her wax, I probably will allow like a year to go by, but I wanted to try it. Had it in my melting basket. Honestly, for me not smelling anything after 6 months, I don't think I'm going to get a whole bunch more in January. I mean, January of next year. My brain is going, whoa. It's like they're not in sync here. I don't think another 6 months or a year would change that a lot. I could be wrong. Pretty scent. Didn't smell anything. That's a Valkyrie. I need to slow it down. Okay. Knowles Farm Scents. We have Foaming Sugar Scrub Strawberry Pound Cake Scent. This was, I want to say I got this in September? Maybe? August, September. I love Knowles Farm Scents Strawberry Pound Cake in the wax. Love it. I think it's fantastic. So imagine that scent. If you're familiar with an amazing strawberry pound cake, just taking your fingers and just showering all over with this. It's got a really nice foaminess to it. It makes my skin very soft, beautiful. I love his scrubs. I have a little bit of a stock of the ones that he had in November, which was like an orange blossom. And then the Boom Booms I put in stocking stuffers for my kids. But yeah, I love them, so I'll grab them when he offers them. And then also from Knowles is Fall Brunch. This is peach, pear, whipped cream, candied pear, pie crust. That is Fall Brunch. This was poured back in September. Really pretty scent. I like it. I love the pear. I do enjoy pear. I got the pear and the candied pear and the whipped cream. I warmed the last 3 that I had in this bedroom and it performed great. I want to say lasted a good while, maybe like 7 hours, 7-8 hours in the bedroom. Yeah, it's a really pretty pear, so I did enjoy that and using it up. Then we have Britta's. This is Yuletide Monster, Christmas Wreath, Patchouli, Palo Santo, Vanilla Bean, Marshmallow. This was poured in November of last year. I had just 2 of what were like little jack-o'-lanterns left, out of a bag of 4. One I had warmed in the bedroom and performed fantastic. In fact, I came in the next day. You ever have that when you warm something and you're like, wow, that smells good. And then you're like, what did I warm? I'm like, what was it? And I had to go back to my basket where I put things after I warm them. And I go, yeah, it was the Britta's. So I had 1 cube left and I decided to warm that last night in open space. And I know that one thing in open space was not going to fill the room, but you know what? I can smell it. And it went up the stairs. And then I complemented that with a candle, fireside candle from Bath and Body Works. So this is a great performer and I like the scent. And I am a fan of Britta's now. I have only purchased from her once and it was when I got these samplers. It was 2 samplers that I got. And I look forward to purchasing more because so far, in my short experience, I have enjoyed her wax and it has performed well for me. So I hope to buy some in the near future, but realistically fall. If I'm good with my low buy, I hope to buy some in the fall. Let's move on to this one here. This is L3 Waxy Wonder putting up the Christmas tree. This is vanilla balsam, linen, and vanilla bean Noel. And I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses, but that's that. I've talked about this a lot, so I don't want to go on and on about it. Great performer. I love the scent. It's a really beautiful vanilla, a lot of vanilla with some linen, and I liked it, and I was in the mood for it, and I finished it up. But I'm going to pause a little bit and go off tangent because if you haven't heard, on Thursday of last week, she announced on her Facebook page that she is closing shop in September. So that's sad. I have quite a bit of L3 wax. I've enjoyed L3 wax. It's performed really well for me. And I will eventually get to sharing with you what my stash is. But yeah, I'm bummed. It's sad news. There's been some health issues, and then her lease of the facility that she uses is up for lease in September, and she just doesn't know, not willing to sign for another 3 to 5 years with health issues and not knowing what the future is going to bring. So my heart goes out to her because I know this is sad news, not just for her, but for everyone that is a fan of L3. I have not gone in and bought up because, again, I'm really trying to be strict on my low buy. I will hope probably before September and buy some more things. I still have quite a bit of her wax in my stash, but I hope to see her come back. I hope to see her come back in the future. So this is a good one, and I've just really enjoyed melting her wax, and it has performed for me in my home. So if you missed that news, yeah, that's closing shop in September. This next one here is from Sassy Girl Aroma. This is Goodnight Lover, and this is the only one that I didn't finish. It's not an empty, but this is Blue Sugar, Sweet Lavender, Birthday Cotton Candy Frosting. I'm trying so hard. It's hard to do this twice. This is half my brittle here. I have half a brittle. This is a good scent. I got a lot of cotton candy, more so than I remember in the past. I've had this in my collection for a year, so it's over a year old. I got it in January of 2023. Great performer, warmed it in this bedroom and got a lot of the blue sugar, got mostly cotton candy. I didn't get a lot of sweet lavender, but it's still a fun scent and it performed really well and I enjoyed it. Question for you all. When you have a brittle, if you have Sassy Girl Aroma or Rose Girls or whatever you have that is like a multi-use amount of wax, do you just keep warming it until you finish? Or do you do what I do and I'll put it away? Like I've warmed this once, I had it in my bedroom and I'll put it away for probably another few months while I'll go digging through my collection again and going, oh yeah, this is from January of last year. I should warm it. Because that's why they take me so long to finish, because I just put a lot of halves. I have a lot of half-used brittles in my stash. So anyway, but it was good. I liked it. I just don't want to warm it like for a whole week, you know? Okay, this is Goodnight Morning Sunshine. This is Crisp Linen Accord. White Orchid and Apple Blossom evoke the nostalgic memory of linen sheets dried by sunset and fresh air. Oh, man. Okay, good morning, sunshine. And my battery's going to die, too, because I've been doing this for a while. All right, this is from January of last year. I warmed this in this bedroom. I also warmed it downstairs on a separate day. So some days I do warm it, kind of within the week. And it's a great scent. I get a lot of apple blossom. I really get that apple blossom mixed with some fresh air and some linen. So it's not like a full laundry scent. I feel like it's a little more complex than that. And as I was sniffing this earlier, I got a little bit of some notes from the spring breaks from Scentsy last year. It was the nectarine one. It was like apple and nectarine, I think, or nectarine and apple, something like that. So I definitely am getting some of that fruitiness, but it's fruity floral with a little bit of linen and fresh air. I like this one a lot. As you can tell, I finished it and it's a great performer. This next one is another favorite of mine. This is Montego Bay. This is Blackberry and Beach Night. So I finished warming this one. I've had this in my collection probably for a year as well. Worked my way through it, and it's just beautiful. Her Beach Nights is beautiful. I love her Beach Nights. I love her Blackberry, and great performer, and I finished that. Okay, last but not least here is Sugar Cookie Latte. This is Frosted Sugar Cookie and Piping Hot Lattes. Christine from Christine's Scentsy here on YouTube sent this to me in friend mail. Boy, was this strong. This is strong, and this is probably when my camera will cut out because I'm going to share a story on this one. I had to go to work in later, so I was here in the morning, put this on, broke it up into three pieces because it was a pretty big sample, and stuck it in 3 warmers. And it was that coffee. It was a beautiful latte. I'm getting the sugar cookie, getting a creamy coffee, loving it. Go to work. I come back 10 hours later. I came back just for a little bit to drop off my stuff because then I had a work dinner to go to. But I go to work and drop off my stuff. I open the door and I'm like blasted with this coffee scent. 10 hours later, blasted. So I was like, okay, I kind of hang out for a little while. I'm like, all right, time to go drive to the restaurant, go have dinner, come home after dinner. So now we're talking, it's been 15 hours. Open the door. It was strong. So all that to say, great, strong coffee. I almost feel like this is now sunk into my couch and other places because then I mixed the Britta one the night after, and it's like all mixed. So right now there's kind of a weird mix of like coffee, and then you got a little patchouli. There's a lot going on downstairs. But yeah, that was a strong one. And then last but not least is strawberry shortcake and orange sherbet. This one I've warmed a little and talked about it. It is very sharp. The orange in here is just a lot. It needs some creaminess. So I thought, and this is why doing the stash video, and I'm going to run out. So I'm going to run out of battery. I'll be right back. I'm back. This video, I swear, it's like, it doesn't want to be posted. It just does not. Battery died, okay? My last scent, battery dies. Film it, go downstairs, stick it in my laptop. The sound on the main one is fine. The last 5 minutes, gone. This happens. I'm glad it does not happen often, or I'd quit. I think I just quit. But, we gotta laugh. So, for you, it'll be seamless. It'll be one video. But maybe not seamless, but it'll be one video. So, let's finish off with strawberry shortcake and orange sherbet. The story here with this one is super sharp, very scratchy. Just, it needs something to soften it down. It needs some creaminess. It needed something for me. So when I was doing the my Rose Girls stash video, I got to revisit all my wax. And in there was Monster Cookie Fluff Puffs. And when I was filming that, I was like, this might be a great mixture for these scents where it's just too fruity, too scratchy, needs a little something. Yes, it worked. It worked. So happy that I did that video to revisit my wax and find this, and then was able to finish this one, and it just added this creaminess to it that it was lacking. And now we have sirens. Okay. All right, I think it's telling me we gotta just finish. We gotta stop. Quit well, maybe. I'm not even ahead. I'm behind. I'm so behind. But that is this week's video. I hope you enjoyed all the, it's not even bloopers. It's just life. All the little things that happen. I woke up behind today, and now I'm even more behind. I was hoping to film another video. I don't know if I'm going to have time. I also have to do laundry. I have to pack. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. So I don't think it was meant to be, but oh well. Here we are. I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a like. Give me a like just for effort. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you so much. I will chat with you all later. Bye-bye.